Hey everyone, Chomsky here. Just wanted to talk about Leonardo, especially since we have the Leonardo event happening this weekend. So obviously he's kind of the huge attraction for for this weekend because it's a 2x and 10x on voids. So he's gonna be sexy, and I mean I get it. As a Ninja Turtle fan, like dude's all right, man. you know, growing up, it was always Raphael for me, just that obtuse dude that really drew me in. But maturing and all that fun stuff really did fall into Leonardo. Leader, all that good stuff. So I pulled based on nostalgic reasons, and I wanted all turtles, which I made a video a bit ago about gearing, just kind of resurrecting it. And just want to talk about Leonardo specifically. Have him in protection stuff. Um, that stuff is a set. It's a protection set. 9 piece. Just this way he could land that protected buff. Um, and I'll get to it. Uh, if you have 9 pieces of protection or feral or stone skin, yeah, man, lean into it. But in all reality, I think protection is going to be the best for him. Why is that? Well, let's go through his kit. He's defense based, so attack, get the hell out of here. You really want to pump up defense. He's attacking one enemy twice. When he's counterattacking, he's going to repeat against a random enemy. Sweet. He's ignoring 3% of the target's defense for each buff on him. So you really want to crank up the jams on buffs. And what does he do? Places an increased defense on himself and ally protection. And he places an unkillable and counterattack on him. That's 4 buffs right there. So right there, we're talking about another 12% of ignoring defense right there. Huge, man. Absolutely huge. So I don't have them booked yet. I will for CVC, free points and all that fun stuff. So yeah, 3 turn cooldown. Sign me up. Sign me up. And or can I get a shell? Yeah. Shell, yeah. But coming back to reality here, I want these buffs to stick around, so hence the protection. And then, here we just have an AoE attacking all enemies, increases by 5% on each buff of all allies and enemies. So going back to that A2, really, really good. And then as long as there's other turtles with them, like ignoring target's defense, increasing damage based on his missing HP, which we'll get to, and then activating it whenever an ally's HP drops below 50. So a whole lot of synergy there. Like this is a mini um, Unity champ uh, skill set, but it's only for turtles. So get that Mikey going, get that Donatello, and Raphael, he's there. I think Raphael's the weakest of all of them, but that's fine. His passive, he puts a stone skin buff on himself whenever his HP drops below 50. Occurs once per skill. And then additionally, he joins with all the turtles when they're attacking. So I have him in Heaven Cast. I only have a 1-star blessing on him. He's on my wish list. Um, dude does some ridiculous things. Have him with Heaven Cast again. Just putting all those buffs on him really cranks it out. So here, I would love to have a 6-star on him. Get more crit damage, get more speed. That's excellent. I don't have that. I only have one, but I have the relic where he's increasing damage dealt. There could be others that's good, but I really want to capitalize on that A1 and all those counterattacks. So Cat's Gaze could also be in here. I have crit damage stats, HP. I love it. Like if you saw my other videos, I really like my rare relics. Give me all the talents. You know, yeah, it's only a 20% chance, but I just love that crit damage stat boost. I'll deal with that. Masteries. Uh, let's talk this out. Okay. Crit rate, fantastic. I think this is going to go on everybody. Do crit rate, crit damage. Here, this is a difficult one because he puts stone skin on himself when he hits 50%, or less. So that that's the rough one. I want him. I want him more than 50%. So when he's less than that, then this kind of kicks in, and that sucks. But it's just more damage then. So when he's counterattacking and all that fun stuff, just more damage. Here, again, I want him healed. So this way, then you know he gets that stone skin back up. Any healing is always going to be useful. I will go for it. Since he does smack, I want to increase his speed uh, as much as I can. Really, that's it. Uh, he does smack, so like this has a likelihood of happening. Cycle of violence, 30% is pretty massive, but it's obtainable. Here again, just more damage. Bring it down is pretty easy. Methodical, again, he's going to be counterattacking. That's using his A1, so it only makes sense to use methodical as one of his masteries. So this way, it just keeps bumping up. And then here, the kill streak again is just more damage, and he's already killing people. Kind of makes sense, like getting a shield on him. I was debating about this, but I really think that getting more damage out there, that's what I want him to be. And then Helm Smasher, I just want him ignoring defense. That's really it. There could be an element where you go to Stoke to Fury. Uh, you don't want debuffs on him, but whatever. Uh, like, you have that Grip Talk with all the poisons that you can put on yourself, and then he uses that to his advantage. Okay, gets him closer to like getting more stone skin on him. Like that's a potential. You know, just this week he crank up his crit damage. I'm not for it. That's not my game. Here on the defense tree, I it's a very minor amount. Like we're talking like what a 5-star glyph. Okay. Um, let's check on that in a second. Increasing the healing and shields. I'm for it. Uh, Getting healed whenever he kills a target. Okay. Um, I gotta stop saying getting getting resistance here. Okay, whatever. Stubbornness is just a pass along. So this way I could get down to deterrence. If I was to use Leonardo and Hydra, like this isn't that bad of an idea, you know. And C and like PvP, there's a whole boatload of CV of crowd control stuff here. So I want him attacking as much as I can. So I went with deterrence. I there's also the element where you go down support to extend your buffs. You know, um, yeah, I mean, where am I? It's over here. The Master Hexer. That's a debuff. I meant lasting gifts. You know, it's I'm okay with it. I really just want to crank out the damage, but there is a support element. You can go down Cycle of Magic, Lore of Steel. What what I do is I like to go in reverse order and then work my way up. You know, so here rapid response, it's a 30% chance, which is high, which is high. That's not bad. You know, um, he doesn't put shield on himself. He doesn't heal. So like it's one of those really wonky things. Am I wasting things just to get to lasting gifts? Yeah. Does it make sense? Maybe. Like I gotta go down Cycle of Magic here because I really want Cycle of Violence, and then I also want Bring It Down. So having two in here is almost it's impossible. In addition to two here, so you're basically going to go Cycle of Magic or Merciful Aid, and Cycle of Magic is it. So then you're going with Rapid Response, okay, and maybe Shield Bearer, or Exalt in Death with Steadfast, okay. Like I just think that this appeals to me for Leonardo more than support tree. Again, like Leo in a long battle, it makes sense to have support, but Leo in a strict, PvP area, you just want him attacking as much as you can. Again, those matches are going to be really quick. We're talking like maybe one turn, maybe two or three if you're lucky, just to wrap around. So I'm not here to get like four A2s in. I really just want to get in and get out. Get itty. So it's just one of those. Again, with protection, I got some room here. I would love to get more crit damage. I would love to get more defense here. Uh, I do need to work on changing some of the stuff around. I just need to do Sand Devil. And you know, the helmet's not the greatest, but other people are wearing it, and I don't want to take that away. You know, so this is what I'm working with Leo, and I'm satisfied. Uh, it gets kind of sucky to bring all the turtles in into some matches, but man, to have a blender team like that, and it's really awesome to see. But it's not really that useful for me. But I don't mean to derail too much into it. I think Leonardo's a great champ, and I think he's going to be a great addition to anybody who gets him. Uh, Good luck in pulling for him for this weekend. Voids are always expensive and kind of suck when you get a void that you don't necessarily want. But best of luck. Leo's kind of worth it, especially if you have the other turtles. But yeah, that's what I got for you. Thanks for sticking around this long. Appreciate you all. Take care.